It's now time for Party Chat Sports.
The only thing else I got to say is, how about them Cowboys?
Holy crap, what a week, what a day it has been. Welcome back, everybody, to Party Chat Sports. Caleb Gill, Dillon Schroeder, Drew Nelson, Cam Braun, MIA at the moment. We'll see if he joins us, but man, oh man, what a trade deadline that we had today. We still have games to talk about for Week 10. We are in the back half of the NFL season now. A lot to talk about. Welcome back. Thank you for joining. Let's get this episode started off with our Week 10 Game of the Week. Another parlay or Party Chat Sports Game of the Week for you. Dillon, take it away.
Yeah, it won't take too long on this one. I think we got some important trade stuff to discuss with you two, but Game of the Week this week, it's really not a good slate. There wasn't a ton to choose from, but we've landed this week on Sunday Night Football. The Steelers traveling on the road to L.A., going up against Herbert and the Chargers. A game that is very important in terms of AFC seeding. You got two winning teams there. Steelers right now in control of the AFC North. Chargers not winning the AFC West right now, but pretty darn close. So highly important game here that's going to have ramifications down the road the later we get into the season. And just breaking it down real quick, it's about what version of these teams do we see? On the Steelers side of things, do we see the defense that gets the takeaways and puts the offense in positions to succeed, and that offense punches it in and looks like a good football team? Or on the Steelers side, is it the team that loses to the Bengals and just about loses to the Jets and gets blown out by the Packers on duck balls in the air? You don't know. The Steelers are built to beat anybody and to lose to anybody, unfortunately, this year. And on the flip side, the LA Chargers, have injuries galore. So they're on running backs, 3 and 4 and 5 right now. Joe Alt's done
Something
for the
like that.
season. They've already lost Slater, so they got no tackles. I hear that the
got Trevor Penning.
Yep, they did just get Trevor Penning. So that's something. It's a Band-Aid, at least. I hear that the stadium in LA for this game is going to be like 65% Steelers fans, which is not surprising. So with all these things going the Steelers' way, Chargers are going to win and they're going to cover. Bold prediction there, but it should be a good game. Sunday Night Football, it always Steelers usually deliver on Sunday Night Football, even though we did not last time, like 14 days ago. But I feel like the Steelers and the Chargers always put up a decent game to some extent. They did play last year. Steelers did win. It was in Pittsburgh. Herbert was battling the ankle injury at the time, so a fully healthy Herbert, but a banged up Chargers team. We'll see. We'll see how it goes. But I'm excited. But that's our game of the week. Should be a good game with a lot of ramifications down the line.
Yeah. My biggest concern is that Chargers offensive line versus a Steelers pass rush that really got after it last week against the Colts. That's my concern. That's where if the Chargers can just keep Herbert upright long enough to get the ball out quickly, they have a shot.
There will be open receivers. Yep.
If Herbert's going to be on his ass the entire game, this is Pittsburgh's game. And there's a reason why. I mean, Chargers are favored 3, but that's the home team. It's pretty split down the middle. It's pretty 50-50 in a way. Comes down to that battle. Because Herbert will be able to dice up the Steelers if he has 2 seconds, maybe time. 3 seconds. If he has that time in the pocket, he'll be able to dice them up. And then Rodgers, should be able to get some of that quick game action as well. Needs to find DK. I don't think he's going to be throwing the ball to Roman Wilson anytime soon.
Probably not. Roman Wilson not in a good spot in the doghouse right now. I think one of the underrated things of what happened last week, Steelers have been getting crushed in the defensive backfield in terms of injuries. Traded for Kyle Duggar, who got his first practice was the Steelers was on Thursday, and then he played every single snap except for one. Pretty impressive from him. He had a pretty good game. But we moved Jalen Ramsey to safety full-time against the Colts, and he's going to continue to do so against the Chargers. And that got Brandon Eccles on the field as a corner who is very fast. That's like one of his things. He's very fast. And
he's smaller but
Steelers
quicker.
Yes, and the Steelers have been lacking speed on the back end all year. And that allowed Ramsey to kind of play the middle of the field rover and essentially was just laying the hit stick all day. He was able to shadow Tyler Warren a little bit better as a safety. And the Steelers, who traditionally get crushed by tight ends, held him to like 20 yards. So that was a good change to see because kind of ever since we got rid of Minka, the back end, there has been no lid on the defense. It's been bad back there, to say the least. So moving Ramsey back there, changing up the personnel a little bit, playing a lot of two high last week as opposed to one high shell. They made some adjustments, which, to Tomlin's credit, he doesn't do often. But when he does, it usually works. So,
No, this should be a very good game. Sunday Night Football, there's a reason for it. And the stadium thing, that's an LA thing. The Chargers cannot fill out that stadium. They just can't. So
it's
everybody...
a combo. It's a combo of the LA thing and Steelers travel well. Even when the Chargers were in San Diego, those games were like 70% Steelers fans.
Yeah.
But I don't know. Poor
Chargers
Chargers
don't have a large fan.
They didn't have fans in San Diego either.
No.
I know. I don't really know why, but
I mean, they're kind of...
I don't really know why either.
San Diego's too lax for that. Maybe I don't know. They're too busy surfing out there.
They have good Padres.
When the Padres are good, they turn out. But when the Padres are bad, it's a ghost town. So I don't know.
I feel
the Chargers haven't been good in a long time. Well, I guess they were pretty solid when they were in San Diego.
They had the Rivers year of the number one defense, the number one offense, and they missed the playoffs.
They had LaDainian Tomlinson
for
a minute. Go.
Anyways,
all right.
None of those fans go to LA. So
yeah. All right. Let's get this going with the regular order of things, unless Drew has something to add.
I think
trade stuff right now.
I think trade stuff.
Are we doing trade? Is that what we're doing? All right, let's do some trades.
Yeah, let's do some trade stuff. Big day, but especially between you two.
The Jets were active. A couple wide receivers got moved. Jacoby Myers, Rashid Shaheed. A.D. Mitchell was a highlight of that trade for the Jets.
I don't know if that was the highlight.
I guess like real quick, Gill. Yeah, give us your high level thoughts on what the Jets did, selling the farm today to plant new crops. How do you feel about that?
Sauce Gardner was supposed to be a building block for this team. There's a reason you signed him to a 4-year extension. They would have had him under contract for the next 5-6 years. They had him under contract for. He was all-pro, two-time all-pro, defensive rookie of the year. His bad years are still great years for other players. He has been so great that whenever he makes a mistake, it goes under a huge microscope. And he's nitpicked to death because of how great he has been. And yes, he doesn't force turnovers, but neither did Revis. And Revis is a Hall of Famer. So that I didn't have an issue with him forcing a lot of turnovers because he was locking down his guy. Would I have liked some interceptions? Sure. But when that trade was sent to me, I'm like busy at work. I'm helping somebody. Yeah, we have a new coworker. I have a new coworker in the office, so like trying to walk her through some stuff. And my phone is blowing up. I can feel it in my pocket. Like, what the hell? Trade deadline must be going crazy. And then the only thing I see is Gill okay? Like, what happened? And I thought it was like Breece Hall. I was thinking maybe Quinnen. Never in a million years did I think Sauce Gardner. And I think I went through all the stages of grief within an hour. I think it was about an hour that I went through all stages of grief because I was livid, pissed. Because it came out of left field. There was no preparation. There wasn't a rumor. Like, I've seen a ton of rumors for guys like Jermaine Johnson and some of these other players. But Sauce was never once mentioned. So I didn't have time to prepare for that. I saw that. Like, what the living F? And then you start to see, okay, what's the return? 2 first-round draft picks plus a second-round wide receiver for a defensive player that's not at a like the most important position on the defense is the edge rusher. You got a Micah Parsons deal for Sauce Gardner. That's a great haul. And the Jets have a tendency to do this. I mentioned this. If I had a nickel for every time the Jets drafted a guy in the first round and traded that defensive back that wasn't all pro for 2 first-round draft picks, I'd have 3 nickels. Darrelle Revis, Jamal Adams, and now Sauce. And that Jamal Adams trade is what? It's a lot. 3 more nickels than I have now. Look, it doesn't sound like the Jets were actively shopping him. But when the Colts come to you and say, hey, we'll give you 2 first-round draft picks, you listen. It would be asinine to not listen to that, I would think. Came out and said the only player on the Jets that's untouchable is Garrett Wilson, which I'm cool with. I would probably go postal if they did trade Garrett Wilson. Like, the Jets are trying to set themselves up to have a franchise quarterback, to take a franchise quarterback and develop around him. You got to keep your offensive pieces, and that means getting rid of some of the defensive guys. Defensive tackle Quinnen Williams, all-pro, one of the best run defenders in the NFL, but it's not a premium position. Sauce Gardner doesn't play a premium position. So you're willing to let go of some of those guys. And you can see me I went through anger, and now I'm at acceptance. This was the right move at this time. Quinnen has been here since 2019. I believe it was Adam Gase's first draft that he was drafted. He's been through a lot. He deserved to go to a winning team. Why the Jets draft or traded him to the Cowboys, I don't know, with that being said. But he deserved to go to a contender. He deserved to go to a winning team.
Got more wins than the Jets.
Everybody does. I'm happy for Quinnen. It's a good deal. I do hope that second-round draft pick bumps up to a first because of the tariff or the extra tax that the Texas governor is going to impose on those coming from New York, but figure it out later. It's a good deal. Like, I'm not upset at the value that the Jets got back. I'm upset because of the emotional attachment to these players. The return is a great return. 2 first-round draft picks and a wide receiver for a corner. And you can find corners. I think the Jets, especially after last week, Brandon Stevens has been surprising.
Would you like Darius Slay?
No. Brandon Stevens has been surprisingly okay to good. Like, he has not been a liability. You don't hear his name, which is good. And then A.Z. Thomas, he was talked up so highly this summer. When they drafted him, it's like, all right, he's going to be a Brandon Stevens replacement, him and Sauce. Well, now we see that's not going to be the case. So you feel okay there at corner. Defensive tackle, you just got to get some big bodies. And you got a second-round draft pick this year, a first-round draft pick in 2027, which I love.
That's so much better than a 2026. It's so much better.
Especially when you're already going to have 2 first-round draft picks this year. Ooh. That's...
Mock draft season just got excited for you.
It's going to be interesting. Now it's just a matter of this regime using these assets correctly. And I don't know yet. I don't know how to feel about that. This was a good step in the right direction. It sucks. Like I said, the emotional attachment. I loved Sauce. Both of these guys were stand-up guys for the great ambassadors of the organization. Quinnen Williams never ran his mouth, never spoke poorly, and apparently he's been saying for a couple weeks that he wanted to get traded. That's all behind closed doors. Compared to Breece Hall, that's making it public. Like, Quinnen Williams has been a good ambassador to the organization. I have nothing but great words to say about both of these two players. I wish them the best of luck. And also, with that also said, I hope both the Cowboys and the Colts suck to help that draft pick.
Wow.
That's what I'm cheering for. I'm
the
cheering
Colts
for draft position.
The Colts are already good, so that's not going to work out for you. But the Cowboys one might.
But next year they may
actually,
not be, because we get the Colts draft pick next year.
You got the.
You can also root for the Packers to be worse.
Yes, because the second round pick
deal.
is the better of Packers Cowboys. I think that was conditional. Or one of those two picks is conditional to where it's going to be the better of the two.
That's good.
Yeah, I'd take that deal.
My takeaway, damn good deal. My takeaway from this is this got the Jets closer to a playoff win or appearance. Because, let's be honest, they're not in a position with the current structure, and if you're not, then you got to do something different. So I applaud them for trying. And now the ball's in their court. You can't miss on these draft picks. You absolutely can't. If you miss, you just you turn two all pros into nothing. So
you're now defined by what you do with this capital.
Yeah, and you know what? You're betting on yourself, and that's what you got to do in the NFL. Yep. You have to. So I'm fine with the move. I think you set yourself up really good in the draft the next couple of years. The 2027 draft, which is about to be elite, for many reasons.
Three first round picks in the draft.
If you don't get your franchise quarterback in 26, you'll definitely get it in 27. Not to mention Jeremiah Smiths of the world. So it's going to be there's going to be opportunity out there. So
yeah, I think what's going to suck and a tough pill to swallow, but it's just where we're at, is how many more rebuilds do us Jets fans have to endure? Because we've been through so many, and I get it. I see the plan. I respect that they have a plan, and the past failures is not.
It's an amazing plan.
The fault of Darren Muji and Aaron Glenn. Like, the past failures, they're coming in here with a fresh start. They have not lost. They have not missed the playoffs until yet. They haven't been missing the playoffs for 15 years.
They're not eliminated
yet? So that's
yet?
just one... Not yet. That's not on them. But it does suck. And I just hope, if this thing is going to be built out correctly, that the fans give, myself included, give them the time to execute the plan and their vision the way they want to do it. Because now, look, we're missing the play. This is going to be year 15 that the Jets are missing the playoffs. It's going to happen. Do you expect the Jets to make the playoffs next year with probably a rookie quarterback? I don't. So then you're looking at... They did with the right guy, but I'm not going to have that expectation. I don't think that's fair to have that expectation. Everybody knows that I hate putting that type of stuff on rookie quarterbacks and young guys. If you don't already, you haven't been listening to this pod. So then you're looking at year 17, going on to year 17 of the playoff drought, and that puts you on par with the Bills, which have one of the longest playoff droughts before the Jets. The longest playoff
17 years is a
NFL.
long time, man. That's all I'm gonna say.
So I'm just putting this out there because I know I'm going to get impatient at times. Even this year, I've probably been a little impatient with Glenn, though I think I'm not necessarily wrong in my feelings for that. You got to see something. You got 1 minute. That's fine. You got to see something here. Can we get something to buy into and believe? Darren Muji, you got to make these picks correctly. And Aaron Glenn, you got to get this team riled up, and you got to get better at the game day coaching and decision making. You have the pieces. What are you going to do with it? You're defined which you did on November 4th, 2025.
All right.
All right. On the flip side, Drew, how do you feel about your new man?
I feel good. You get, I mean, we say this all the time with picks and players. If the first round pick and the second round pick, I mean, obviously it's 2 picks for one guy, but if you could combine those picks and turn them into a player the caliber of Quinnen Williams, I think you would do it. And so we've done that. We still have 2 first-round picks in the upcoming draft, and a first-round pick in the following draft. So still in a decent spot from that perspective. Obviously, 4 is more fun, more darts to throw at the board in a premium position. But like I said, you got a fantastic player, one of the better players at the position in the league, at a position of need. He's 27 or 28.
He was young. He was like 2021
he's been in the
when he
league
was drafted.
since 29. Oh,
he was young.
that's crazy. Anyway, keep going.
Let's look it up real quick.
27. He'll be 28 December 21st.
Dang, so he's still young too. All right.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's
so
important.
he'll be 30 at the time that his contract expires.
He'll get a new one before then.
So there's a couple things. You either move on because things didn't work out, and from the time between now and then, or you give him a contract extension, or he's old and you get a discount at that time. So we're getting older, so we'll see. But I like the trade. There's some things you'll obviously have to do next year, but I think it's likely that Kenny Clark will be the casualty. So it's whatever. Quinnen Williams and Osa Digizua still a good combo there at defensive tackle. And you needed to get better. Obviously, the defensive, the DBs are not better. It's still terrible. So that's still an issue.
All you had to do was flip like a 2 or a 3 for Minka, and your whole
I think
defense
it was cheaper
is
than that.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah,
I'm just saying. Yeah.
I wish that would have happened. It would have helped. We are getting some players back, but it's so bad that's not
when you get your
enough.
injured players back, that's essentially new players to the team.
The Logan Wilson trade is so funny because it's like the one defense that's worse than yours, and he was benched from that defense. And then you traded for, and I get you only gave up a 7th, but it's like it's just funny to me.
It's like a conditional 7th too, I think.
Yeah,
I feel like he wasn't benched because he was worse than what they have on the field.
No, because literally their 2 linebackers are the bottom 2 in PFF. They are last.
Yeah.
It's the 2 that are playing, but they're both rookies, I think. So, or
And
one's a rookie, one's a 1-year guy, something like that.
He right now is probably the best linebacker on the team.
That's so sad.
Our linebackers are very bad.
Not
except
counting
for
Overshown. Yeah,
but he hasn't come back
Overshown's
yet, so I didn't count him. But he should be back when we return from the bye.
That's very nice.
Well as Siobhan Ravel, the corner that we drafted this year. So
that's actually super nice.
Could be some helpful stuff coming out. Again, does it save the season? Does it save the defense? No. But the good thing is we're not only playing this year. So
it's a good point.
I think a lot of people who were upset at the Cowboys trade and moves are seeing it as like, does it save you this year? No, probably not. But the good thing is Quinnen Williams is still under contract for a few more years, as well as Logan Wilson, whether you do anything with that or not. But either way, it still sets you up nicely with a couple pieces for the next 2 years.
Caleb Downs might be a target for the Cowboys. I don't know, because you're going to be high maybe, and you aren't going for quarterback this year, I would imagine. So that could be a good fit. I'm just saying it now.
I think he might be drafted too high.
Yeah, it depends where you end up. You only got 3 wins right now, so I don't know where that's going to put you.
Where
We do only have 3 wins, but we still get to play the Giants and the Commanders again.
Yeah, and we'll talk about Caleb Downs all off season because he's like a top 3 player at a bottom 3 position. So it's like, what do you do with that information? I mean, I think he's twice the player Kyle Hamilton was coming out. Like Caleb Downs is that guy.
But
and he's
he might fall
athletic.
because
Kyle
of his value.
Yeah, Kyle Hamilton fell because he ran like a 4.7 or something, or 4.6 and positional value. Caleb Downs should not fall. But anyway,
just real quick before we get carried off on this, I think the Cowboys will likely be targeting whoever the top corner ends up being or a top tackle, because I believe there's some cap space relief if you move on from Terrence Steele. If I understand correctly, I could be wrong.
Is there a tackle named
He's a terrorist, so he needs to be removed anyways. Probably somewhere. We'll find him.
Tyler.
Just treat my boy well. Treat Quinnen Williams well, man.
He will. We will. He's going to be out there playing.
Also, before we move on from the trade stuff, shout out to DK Metcalf's 20 yards for absolutely scaring the Jeezus out of the Colts to go draft, to go trade for Sauce Gardner. So, we really broke them. That's crazy. Anyway.
I mean, there was really no Jacoby Myers. I don't know if that's a tell on how long they expect Travis Hunter to be out, or
that move was just such Jaguars acquiring expensive ex wide receiver. I mean, throw a name out there, Christian Kirk a few years ago when they signed him to big money. There's been others. It's just so Jaguars coded what that move was.
And then Rashid Shaheed. Hopefully that helps take some.
They have to try though.
They do.
They're still sitting in a good spot, competing for a playoff position and in the division. So
I love how all the reports were the Steelers were aggressively shopping for wide receivers and they didn't get one, which a lot of people that have a brain and not just Twitter fingers knew that the Steelers were not going to trade for a wide receiver, but people still want to bring that up for like 3 years running now. So
yeah.
Anyway,
yeah.
I'm sure we got some games to talk about.
Right There's really no one else.
We might have to just skip some of these games because we're already 30 minutes in. But trade deadline stuff felt important to hit on. More important than some of these games.
It absolutely was.
It was a big trade deadline.
It was a lot bigger than I expected it to be.
And it was
That's
active
what your
quick.
mom said. Let's Thursday night football. Raiders Broncos.
Mid Broncos.
Broncos by a billion.
The
Yeah.
only thing I want to see is Broncos favored by 9.5
Are they at Denver?
in Denver.
Yeah, Denver by a million.
Yep. The only good thing is that Brock Bowers is back for the Raiders.
Bowers, 100 fantasy points
people,
from here on out.
Some people would lead you to believe that Brock Bowers is bad and not a good fantasy football player. Some people would
When he
say
plays, he's pretty goated. All right, but so that same guy that says that uses the argument of this tight end, Tyler Warren, and saying that Tyler Warren is a better guy. They're taking on the Falcons. Colts are coming off their second loss of the season. They looked a little fraudulent. We already talked about what the Colts did at the trade deadline. I really don't know what to make of either of these two teams. I mean, I think there's some question marks on who the Colts have played.
If the Colts don't make Daniel Jones throw the ball 50 times, they will be fine. That's what they did last week, and they had 6 turnovers, 5 of which were off of Daniel Jones. So maybe give the ball to your MVP running back, and you might do better.
Yeah. I mentioned that in the Monday morning
The thing is,
drive.
the Falcons are one of the better pass defenses in the league. I don't know that they're one of the better rush defenses. So
Yeah.
Oh, God, this is in
Colts have that
Berlin.
going for them.
Oh, man.
Oh, we've got Madrid coming up soon. I forgot about that one too.
Madrid's next week, and then I think that's the end of the international after that. Last 2.
Yeah, this is... I'll wake up and this game will be on.
Berlin, the fatherland for you, Gill.
You gotta,
Fatherland.
You gotta take it
The
careful saying
fatherland.
shit like that, man.
The fatherland.
Just because I was
Anywho.
born there, I'm more Irish than I am anything. I wasn't even born in that part of Germany. So, Colts are 6.5 point favorites. Makes sense. Look, when they get Drake London, they get their first-round draft picks involved. The Falcons are kind of fun, but
They're
Drake
fun,
London was
for
pretty
sure.
good, wasn't he, Dillon?
That man, he was nice. He was something real nice. He was something real nice.
Pretty good.
He
All right,
is
let's get
The
top
the
15
Moss
for
on
sure.
Christian Gonzalez was something.
He's top 15, probably
Awesome.
top 10. I just wouldn't know off the top of my head where he lands, but he's real nice. I'm sorry for the disrespect past couple of years.
Saints-Panthers. This is,
Ew.
I feel like, sneakily a game that
Trash.
Saints could win, just because I don't
Sure
know
could.
the Panthers.
They could.
Panthers are
They
favored
could,
by
but-
5.5. Plus, they're coming off of a big win in Lambeau. Like, is this a
5.5?
team that can really? Panthers are 5.5-point favorites.
Give me the Saints to cover.
I kind of like the Saints to cover.
I could see a Rico Dowdle 200-yard rushing game. I really could. So I don't know.
That's possible.
So
That's
I traded
kind
for
of
Dowdle in a fantasy league this year. Did me well.
Nice.
I had to give up Trevor Lawrence, my backup quarterback.
Oof.
So.
Nice. Is that the league that I traded you, Trevor Lawrence?
No, that's our
That's
dynasty
the
league.
Dynasty. Giants, Bears. Bears
Oh
might
my
be
gosh.
nice. I don't know.
Holy stinker,
Or
man.
are the Bengals just the absolutely?
The Bengals,
The Bengals
are
are
the
the
second
get-right
worst defense. The Bengals, statistically, based off of DVOA, which is like defensive value of opponent added or something, are second worst ever. Ever.
See, the thing with the Bengals versus the Cowboys is the Bengals are also bad, right? There's no denying. The difference is on that game-winning play, the Bengals had guys near that like missed the tackle. The Cowboys would have left him wide open. There would have been no tackle attempt because he would have
Yes.
been butt naked open.
But that
So,
wouldn't have been the
A little bit
48th
different, but
point.
same result.
It wouldn't have been the 48th point. It would have been like the 38th point to win the game. Maybe.
Possibly.
Yeah.
Yeah. So,
The Bengals are giving up 33
anyways,
points per
I
game.
saw the meme of like if the Cowboys and Bengals played each other and it was like 102 to 98 or something. It was very funny. I think
it would be interesting.
next year we're gonna have to have some serious Joe Burrow discourse. Given the success that backup quarterbacks continue to find, with Joe Burrow being injured all the time. They have a top 5 expensive offense in the league for a reason. They got all these weapons and they do a lot of scoring. But they signed one defensive free agent, and I couldn't even remember what his name was. It wasn't a guy that was good. I don't even think he plays. So I don't know what they expected from last year to this year. But also, that reminds me, Drew, you have a take for us that you're supposed to let us know live on the pod.
Yeah,
Well,
what game was this?
it relates to one of these games. So
Okay.
I'll say it when we get there.
We'll wait. Okay.
I'm glad you mentioned that because I was looking forward to that and then the whole trade deadline stuff.
Also,
Cloudy.
Bengals have now fallen to 3rd in the AFC North. Ravens are back. So
So
That
I
makes
like
me
how
sad.
the Giants Bears got us talking about the Bengals. This game was Giants Bears.
my bad. I like Caleb
I
Williams.
kind of like
got-
what Ben Johnson drew up. Like
I was
like
getting
the
yelled at.
creativity I saw from him this week.
Yeah, I was getting yelled at by people in comments about Caleb Williams, and I was getting yelled at that I said
the
he gives the
TikTok.
ball to the defense. Yeah, but people be box score watching and not game watching. They lost because they threw it to the defense against the Ravens, and he didn't against the Bengals. He threw it to the end zone, and they won. It's crazy how that worked. And then I got chirped about Peyton Manning. I would have gave Peyton Manning so much crap, and then when he stops throwing interceptions and they start winning, guess what? You deserve praise. I don't know. It doesn't take too many brain cells to follow that. I like Caleb Williams.
Kind of crazy how that works. He looked
like the
nice.
Bears.
Granted,
You like
it was against
him?
the Bengals.
I do like Caleb Williams, and I've said that for weeks. I do like him. In
Ooh,
terms
I
of
actually really
arm
like him
strength,
as,
I was just going to say, in terms of arm strength, Caleb Williams is a top 3 quarterback in the NFL in arm strength. And I don't know if that's a hot
I don't know why he
topic,
was
but
drafted so
it's
high.
yeah.
Is that true?
In my opinion, I mean, I think Jay Herbo's up there, of course. And then you have that conversation of Josh Allen, Caleb Williams, Mahomes. I really think Caleb Williams, and it's
I think
not about how far you
Mahomes
can throw.
might have the strongest one in the league.
Maybe it's not
Probably
about
not
how
Mahomes,
far you can throw
Allen.
Allen. It's not about how far you can throw the ball. It's zip off platform and still getting mustard on it. I mean, some of the throws that he's letting
Joe
go over the
Milton.
middle. Yeah, Joe Milton's up there. Joe Milton's top 3. So I would put Caleb
we
Williams
should
at
qualify this as starting quarterbacks. We should qualify this
Yeah.
as starting quarterbacks.
3. Joe Milton can throw it to the next county, but no Cowboy
mean
wide
it's
receiver will
getting.
be there. But yeah,
Doesn't
No
mean
one
it's
there.
going
no,
to
Joe
the
Milton.
county he was trying
Joe
to throw it to, but it will get to the
No,
next county.
Joe Milton's number 1. Joe Milton's number 1. But Caleb, I'm just saying the zip on some of this stuff he's thrown over the middle is missiles, dude. They are missiles coming off of his hand. It's impressive. That's all.
Yeah. I like
I think that's
Menenga.
probably why he misses so many throws, though.
Probably.
He's
Yeah,
got to find the right touch.
He's got to find the changeup. He's got to
The
find the
running back
changeup.
for the Bears. I'm a fan of him.
One
Manunga.
guy.
Menenga. Yeah.
R.I.P. DeAndre Swift.
I was holding. He was on my dynasty team at one point, and I dropped him.
He's probably on S.
Why
Hoskins'
would you
team
do
now.
that?
Super team.
He's on Trent's team.
Nah. Anywho.
Next game. Jaguars Texans. We need to know what's going on with CJ Stroud because it looked like he was about to have a game. He was throwing the ball around the yard. He was finding Nico Collins, and then he gets a concussion. And the Texans just really – I mentioned this in the Monday morning drive. Like, backup quarterback came in, and he didn't lose them the game. Didn't have any turnovers or anything, but he didn't win them the game.
He didn't do
stats.
nothing. Didn't do nothing. Yeah.
Yeah. So this game very well depends on the health of C.J. Stroud. If C.J. Stroud is healthy, kind of like the Texans. If not, Jaguars all day. Texans
AFC
are 1.5
South
point favorites at home.
South football slop in the
Who's
NFL.
the favorite? Texans?
Texans 1.5 point favorites in Houston.
They
Because
must
of
have
defense.
CJ. They must have
That
CJ
defense is
playing
good.
on that line. It's number 1 in the NFL, I think.
That's
Still.
kind of what I'm thinking. But when CJ got hurt, he kind of had like the Tua hand, and it kind of scared me. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah.
I don't see anything. I don't see any sort of injury update for CJ Stroud.
It's still too early in the week, I think. You got to wait till Wednesday practice report.
Yeah, you're right. So much happened already today that I forget that's only Tuesday.
Yeah. We'll see.
Yeah, we'll see. The Jaguars, maybe Jacoby Myers has a breakout game. I don't know.
I wish they didn't get Myers, so
Dolphins?
Brian Thomas would get the ball.
Yeah. I don't know why they hate Brian Thomas so much.
Because
Also,
he
a
doesn't
fact
catch the ball.
Doesn't
that
help.
his catchability is like worse in the league or something, or catch rate on targets. It's not good. Little known fact, I did not realize Trevor Lawrence was 6'7" and the tallest quarterback in the league. I don't know if that's like under the radar, if you guys knew that and I was just dumb, but it's true. Didn't feel like it, but
Is he actually the tallest?
yeah, he's the tallest, 6'7". I was doing quarterback height research for draft prospects.
He's not
6'6".
He's not. He's 6'6".
He is listed at 6'6", but people say he's 6'7". That's just a thing.
Herbert feels much taller.
I know.
Herbert, I think, is 6'6".
He's also 6'6".
Tallest.
But if you did the combine and like
NFL
did it to like the 4 decimals, I think Lawrence is like closer to 6'7", and Herbert is closer to 6'6". Listen, man, I'm just saying. I didn't know.
Oh, and
He was
Flacco.
like that. Always knew Flacco.
Flacco
was
is
tall.
Flacco is
also
tall.
6'6".
Flacco feels like he's 6'10". So
He does, actually, when he's
Probably
standing
shrunk
back
a
there.
little bit.
it was when we were having that
probably
5'11"
wa-
quarterback conversation. That's when I was looking this stuff up. Because of the Kyler soft benching, I think. Or the Bryce Young crap. I don't know. I don't remember what started off.
The tallest NFL quarterback was Dan McGuire. 6'8".
Sure.
Brock Osweiler was 6'7".
I knew he was tall.
That don't feel right either. But I don't know. I don't have a
No,
good
that does
Brock
feel good.
Osweiler.
It feels taller.
I don't have a good Brock Osweiler picture in my head. I think I saw him play like once against the Steelers.
He was like Peyton Manning, like size.
That's pretty tall.
I think Peyton
Daniel
Manning
Jones
was
is 6'5".
Oh, Peyton Manning was only 6'5".
Daniel Jones is tied for second. That's 6'5".
Anyway, I didn't want to derail us that bad. It's my bad.
No, it's okay.
He did.
That's fine.
So
That's it.
Bills Dolphins. This is a game that will be played. Dolphins bad. Bills okay.
it was close. First time they played. For
Yeah, Dolphins.
period.
That was a Thursday, though, was it not?
It was.
I think so.
I think it was
It
Thursday, and I think it was a
Yeah,
Thursday.
because I
and
remember it was
Thursdays don't count.
because it was a Thursday this year and a Thursday last year. I remember making that correlation. Bills
I don't
9.5
remember what
point
it was,
favorites in Miami.
Sounds about
Miami's
right.
terrible.
Bills are going to win.
Bills are going to pummel them.
Yep.
Like I know they're coming off of a big win against the Chiefs, where it felt like they
It
were
would be
in
a
control most of that
totally-
game.
It would be a totally Bills thing to do to lose, but they shouldn't. I've already made that call once
It
this
would
year.
be.
I'm not.
If
I'm
they
not making
lose,
that call
then
this week,
Sean
but-
McDermott should be fired. Sean McDermott's seat should be pretty hot if they come back and lose, because it's a very Sean McDermott thing to do.
Yeah, Mike Tomlin's got like 3 of these a year, so I don't know how hot the seat should be. But
That's what I'm like. And do you want Mike Tomlin to continue doing it and come back and continue doing it?
no,
Sean McDermott's Mike Tomlin, but he makes it to the AFC title game.
but Sean McDermott's got no rings, so I don't know. Sean McDermott didn't have a Bill Cowher team when he was hired. It's not about that right
He had
now.
a
Keep
Rex
going.
Ryan
True.
team. Ravens Vikings.
Fun.
Ravens are
Fun
winning
game.
this. It should be
I'm
fun.
rooting
And
real hard.
Kind of,
I'm rooting
if Cam
real
was
hard for
here,
the
I
Vikings.
would have fought for this game to be a game of week.
Yep.
4.5 point favorites for the Ravens.
Where's it at?
I think the Ravens could go on a big run. It's in Minnesota.
The Ravens will win the division, so yeah, they're going to win a lot of games from here on out. I'm really hoping Minnesota
I
wins.
want to
Though.
look at
Like,
the Ravens schedule.
if Cam was here, he'd be yelling at me for how much I'm rooting for the Vikings this week. It's vital to my health.
Here is the Ravens' schedule. All right. Ravens, they play the Vikings. They go to Cleveland. They host the Jets. They host the Bengals. Then they host the Steelers. They go to Cincinnati. They play the Patriots, which should be a good game. And the Steelers are always a good game. They go to Green Bay, and then they go to Pittsburgh to finish up the year. So I see a lot of wins for the Ravens as long as Lamar stays healthy. A lot of wins.
Yeah, and they got 6 losses right now, right? It's 6 or is it 5? I think it's 6. Yeah, we're cooked, chat. It's over. It's over.
It was kind of interesting to see J.J. McCarthy looking better, but like the stat sheet won't tell you that. The stat sheet does not look good. Like, it looks subpar.
One loss for the Ravens puts them in a tough spot. 2 losses, the rest of the they pretty much have to win out. but that is not out of the question at all, unfortunately. Steelers, man, it's in your hands. It's in your hands. They're going to fumble it, man.
You got the whole
And then we're going to God.
JJ did look pretty good.
Chiefs on the road.
Yeah,
but he's
nice
in Michigan,
throws.
though.
Again, the stat sheet won't
So.
tell you that.
He was in
But-
Michigan, so
He had some nice throws. He had some clutch throws too. So we'll
Yeah,
see.
game
if
on the
that
line,
JJ
third
McCarthy
down, put the game
is with us
put the
again.
game on his shoulder. He made a beautiful throw on that third down.
Yep.
So
To Naylor.
that throw to JJ, it's nice.
Vikings defense finally wasn't paper mache.
Yeah, it took him a minute. Now, Brian Flores' defense was looking very sus for a second. Not tackling.
They had good run
Florida.
defense.
That Brian Flores
They just didn't do
defense was getting picked apart by a couple of not so elite play
Apart?
callers. Yep. I don't know, man.
Speaking of not elite play callers, the Browns just handed the play calling duties off to the OC. Kevin Stefanski did that for a second straight year.
I find that
Jets
so funny.
in
I find that so funny
MetLife.
it happening twice. Sorry.
Me too. In back-to-back years.
Yeah. However, Tommy Reese though is a
This
very
is a
up
game
and
that
coming.
unfortunately will be played.
Yeah. Tommy Reese is a very up and coming OC name. I think he's only been on an OC for one. Like this is his first year as an OC. He was previously passing game
The
coordinator
NFL, maybe,
somewhere.
because he was with Notre Dame.
Yes.
He was Notre Dame's OC for a second.
He's
when
been
Marcus
a
Freeman
couple
got hired.
places. Yeah, so he's a brilliant mind. We'll see what he can do with quite possibly the worst starting quarterback in the league, or one of them. We'll see.
So here, Tommy Reese in 2020 was promoted to Notre Dame OC. In 2023, he was the OC at Alabama. Last year was a pass game specialist and tight ends coach. This year, OC for the Browns. What Jets fans think is going to happen in this game is Dillon Gabriel's going to play poorly. Because it's happened, before when we played the Browns. He's going to get benched. Shador's going to come in, and he's going to win. It may not be a great win, but he's going to win, and then everybody's going to shit on the Jets for losing to Shador and also shit on the Browns for, why did you play him sooner? And the discourse is going to be hilarious after this game. I can see it. I don't think it's going to happen, but I can see it. I can see Shador or whoever the backup is. If it's Zappy, Shador.
I think it is Shador.
I think isn't Shador still the third?
Well, Shador was the second for a game, and then he went back to being a healthy scratch again and being third. I don't know where that's left him off recently.
But maybe Tommy Reese has a decision on that instead of Kevin Stefanski, and maybe that's Reese's call. Probably not, but I don't know.
I don't know.
Again, this is a game that will be played. Miles Garrett
Put
might
this game
have a
on
heyday.
ESPN.
On YouTube.
Put it with Maction.
Don't put it with Maction. Don't ruin a good thing.
You're right.
What's
You're right.
the over under for
I was
this
saying
game?
ESPN Plus like Maction.
Ah,
FanDuel has it
21.
37 and a half.
say 21. 37 and a half. Feels like an easy under to
This is
me.
going to be a very defensive game. Yeah.
Where is
The
it
Jets
at?
are going to want to run the ball a lot in New York.
Okay.
New Jersey.
You're
New
right.
Jersey. Under.
Joyzy.
Whoever's doing the parlay of the week, put that in there. I don't know whose turn it is.
Who's got that this week? We'll figure that out later.
I want the over.
Later. Then take the over. Lose money. Yeah, that's a game that will be played. Let's stick with the AFC East. Patriots, the death of me, heading out to Tampa Bay to take on the Buccaneers.
Oh, that should be
Drake
fun.
May didn't look as good last week, but you'll have that. Buccaneers, Baker Mayfield.
Buccaneers coming off a bye week.
It's a bad turnovers.
Buccaneers coming off a bye week in which they really needed Baker to get healthy.
I don't know what Todd Bowles' win-loss percentage is after buys. I'm kind of interested on that.
Todd Bowles was at the Michigan game.
Was he?
His son is a linebacker on Michigan.
Oh, cool.
That makes sense.
Didn't know that.
I could see that.
Did not know that. Ooh.
This game, Buccaneers are favored by 2.5. Over unders 48.5.
That's a lot.
That's a lot of
from
points.
what I've seen this
Lucky
year, Baker. Who?
Bucky Irvin.
Irvin.
Oh, I hope so. I need that real bad. But what I've seen is Baker has been playing this year injured. I think in a shoulder, so that's part of the reason why he's been putting up some duds. And they really needed to get him healthy because when he's been healthy this year, he has made his really good throws. So, from what I've been reading, there's this former Steelers beat writer that I still follow on Twitter that follows the Buccaneers now, and he's been saying some of that stuff. But we will see. That should be a really good game.
He just switched.
I think he moved to Florida into the Tampa Bay area, so he went with the new team. Says a lot of good
I see the
stuff.
Patriots to not win. I'm already sick and tired of their shit.
Would be good for the
Yes.
NFC to beat the AFC where
Life
possible.
is unfair. Life's unfair. It's pointless. It's meaningless. Why do we do this? Anyways,
No, come on. You just got all kinds of first-round picks. You're about to have some
4
fun.
o'clock Yeah. Cardinals Seahawks.
Yeah.
Yeah. Seahawks,
Kobe
man.
Brissett.
QB1, man.
All right, I want
Colts should have never left him.
honest. Are the Seahawks legit contenders? Yes or no?
Yes.
I think so too.
Provided Darnold doesn't turn into Jello like he did on the Vikings.
Yes.
That is that's kind of important. I really like the Seahawks team. I like Sam
Defense
Darnold.
is
I like
good.
JSN. It's a well-rounded group.
Great rushing attack.
Seahawks have won 10 straight road games or something like that.
Who has?
They're 10-1 on the road or something like that.
Yeah, they're one of the best road teams under Mike McDonald.
Yeah.
Says I'm reconnected.
That's pretty cool.
Hopefully
I'm sure it's fine. Probably.
Yeah,
should be
Won't ruin
great.
anything.
we'll figure it out later.
I think the Seahawks are good, obviously. I really did not think they were going to be. I thought Darnold was going to be bad.
Me too.
Turns out that was incorrect.
I thought Geno was going to be a lot better in Vegas than Darnold was going to be in Seattle. And I am man enough to admit when I'm wrong, and boy, was I fucking wrong there. Could not have been more wrong. You got me. Cooked. Speaking of cooked, I think Dillon might be cooked.
Dillon might be cooked.
He's
But you know who else will be cooked? The Cardinals if they don't win this game.
They are 3-5. Yeah, they need this one. If they go drop to 3-6. Oh, bye, Dillon.
And the division leaders. I mean, they're all 6 wins. I think.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Seahawks 6-2, Rams 6-2, 49ers 6-3.
They need to catch up.
They're not winning the division. They're playing for a wild card spot, and even then, you look at the NFC West, who has 3 teams with 6 wins. The NFC West is probably going to have 1 or 2 wild card spots. There's a world the NFC West has 3 playoff teams.
I think they'll probably have 1.
One playoff team or 1 wild card?
1 wild card. I think
when it's all said and done, okay.
The 49ers are operating on borrowed time. They keep
I can see that.
suffering catastrophic injuries. It will eventually catch up if it hasn't already.
Dillon's typing. You mentioned.
So I think the 49ers can be caught by other teams in the NFC, but for the Cardinals specifically, they need to win, obviously, to keep their playoff hopes alive. And I think everyone here, just about everyone here, wanted Brissett to get the start, and he is getting it.
He's a better quarterback.
They say that
he's better.
They've been saying that Cardinals' foot injury isn't completely healed and it still could take more time. I think that's just an excuse. But Brissett's been, like we said, we said it off the podcast, but Kyler would have destroyed the Cowboys' defense anyways. But the last two games, Brissett had also played and made the Cardinals' offense look much better than it ever did this year with Kyler. Yeah, he throws the ball to receivers when he should. He doesn't run for his life. He stands in the pocket. He gets targets to Marv and what's their other receiver's name? Trey McBride, obviously, who has more touchdowns with Brissett than he had like his entire career with Kyler. What is his freaking name?
Michael Wilson.
I keep wanting to call him Mac Wilson or something like that. But Michael Wilson.
So
Michael Wilson was basically a useless wide receiver 2 with Kyler. Like, it looked like he didn't belong in the league, and he's not a great wide receiver 2, but he's been better with Brissett because he's getting targets, he's getting into the rhythm, and that's what a lot of people talk about here with the Cardinals is that they never really got into a rhythm, and that was a problem with Marv. And a problem with the rest of the receivers is they weren't getting enough good targets early to get them going. And with Brissett, you've seen that happen and you've seen it work.
So I'm looking at the playoff picture right now. As it stands today, your wild card teams will be the Rams, 49ers, and Lions. On the bubble is the Bears at 5-3, the Panthers at 5-4, Vikings 4-4, Cowboys 3-5-1, Cardinals 3-5, Falcons 3-5, Commanders 3-6, Giants 2-7, Saints 1-8. So, as it stands today, there's 3 NFC West playoff teams. 49ers probably are on borrowed time, but who is going to take over that spot? Do you think the Bears take them over? Does the Vikings, Panthers, like, the NFC, the wild card race in the NFC is not that strong. So with the 49ers having a weaker schedule, there is a real shot for them to continue to survive and then just get pulled into the playoffs.
That is true.
And then,
but still, either way, if you're the Cardinals, you still have to win. Obviously, that's easy to say for everyone else, but
if you don't.
Some of these teams sit down here at like 3 wins, 2 to 4 wins. Like you got to start stacking consecutive wins, otherwise,
You're
time to fire up the mock draft simulators.
You're looking at 2026 if you're not already. For those curious, the wild card teams in the AFC are Bills, Chargers, Jaguars. Chiefs are the first team on the bubble, which is a crazy thing to think about. And actually, who misses the playoffs in the AFC? Right now, the Colts are your 1 seed, Patriots 2, Broncos 3. So, if you're betting on the Chiefs getting in, do they win the division, or do they make it as a wild card? If they're not winning the division, they already lost a tiebreaker to the Bills. The Chargers are above them. Maybe the Jaguars, they get in over. And the Chiefs sneak in as a 7 seed. But then you also have the Ravens, who Dillon believes the Ravens are going to win the AFC North. So does that mean the Chiefs make it in over the Steelers? There's a world out there right now. Chiefs sitting at 5-4 where the Chiefs do not make the playoffs. I don't know if I see that. I'm not willing to bet on that yet. But their picture right now.
I mean, I would see
this game is.
If I had to put money on it, I would pick the Jags to drop out. And I know I kind of picked them to win their division, but with the Colts looking like they do, I think that's probably it's not technically out the window, but it feels like it is.
Okay. But then who takes that spot over? The second place finisher in the AFC North or the Chiefs? Chiefs?
Chiefs. Yeah.
Here's the Chiefs' remaining schedule. They host the Broncos next week. No, they go to Denver next week. They host the Colts the following week. Those are two huge games for the Chiefs. If you don't win in Denver, you're not making the playoffs. I'm going to put that one out there right now. If they don't win their next game in Denver after losing to the Bills, their chances of making the playoffs have got to plummet. And then you follow that up with playing the number one team, the AFC. You have to win at least one, probably two of these next two games. Going 0-3 in your Bills, Broncos, Colts stretch will be detrimental to the season. Then they go to the Cowboys. They host the Texans, host the Chargers. They get a get-right game against the Titans, host the Broncos, go to the Raiders. So the end of the season looks manageable if they can get through these next couple weeks. These next couple weeks are going to define.
I still think they'll do
Chiefs.
It until I see them. Until I see them not.
You can't bet against them.
I'm going to pick them to do it.
Just can't. I'm surprised they weren't more active at the deadline. Apparently, they were trying to get Brees, but the Jets were hard fought or hard set on getting a third and not a fourth.
What's the next game that we need to discuss?
Rams 49ers.
Oh, okay. Kind of ties right into the same theme. Another NFC West game, same kind of deal. Like the winner gets a leg up in the division. Who's technically first? Is it the Seahawks?
Seahawks.
Is it just like a tie?
The way it's listed, didn't the Seahawks beat the Rams?
I don't remember. The Niners beat the Seahawks.
Yeah, but the Niners have 3 losses compared to the Seahawks and Rams having 2.
Yes. That's the only one I remember, though.
Seahawks lost the 49ers. They've not played the Rams yet. They haven't played the Rams yet? Dang. So, Seahawks-Rams tied for first is what I would say at the moment. I don't have it actually showing me that, but that's what I would guess.
So,
but
anyway,
if the 49ers beat the Rams, that's a leg up.
Yes.
It's a huge game. Rams are 3.5-point favorites. The over-under's 50.5. The Rams are looking good right now. When Puka Nacua is healthy, this is one of the better offenses in the league, if not the best. He just needs to stay healthy. Because Devontae Adams, I know you agreed with me on this over the offseason. Devontae Adams still is that guy. He's still a good wide receiver.
Still good.
Kyren Williams, when he's rolling, and just Matthew Stafford, he's going out. He's going out swinging this year. That's for damn sure. So Puka, if you stay healthy, every goal that you have set in mind.
With Puka are contenders. Without them, they're still a good team, playoff team, but with Puka, they're dangerous. 49ers, like you already said, they have a soft schedule. That's the only thing saving them from.
Yep.
Because they have a 4th place schedule.
Yep. And they have a soft schedule. Mac Jones has been doing his job. To the point where people are jumping off the Brock Purdy train, and that one hurts a little bit.
He's been doing pretty good.
He's been all right. He looks so funky, man. He looks like an out of shape. Every time I watch him play, he looks so out of shape. Which he's just kind of always been that way, but
He's always been like that. Yeah.
it's just funny. Yeah, this is a big game. Big game. There's actually this 4:00 slate. Cardinals Seahawks is a big game. Rams 49ers is a big game. Lions Commanders should have been a big game, but Dan Quinn did something unspeakable and kept Jaden Daniels in that game while they were down. And now Jaden Daniels is done for the year. That was gruesome to watch.
It was pretty gross.
Your arm is not supposed to bend that way.
Luckily for him, it's his left arm. So, I mean,
You don't need
probably
that
long term, a right arm injury. You don't really know how that's going to be for the rest of the career. You know, sometimes things can linger. But luckily, it was his left arm. But still, I mean, he is an injury prone quarterback.
And that will happen when you're
frail.
so thin. He's
frail and he just runs into defenders, which he did at LSU. There's countless highlights of him getting lit up at LSU. And he either needs to put on weight or he needs to stop doing that. Or both. Probably.
Or both. Preferably both.
But yeah, I mean, he's got to figure it out because if he's going to be like, he looks really good most of the time. But this year, it's been hamstring injury, the elbow. I mean, landing on your arm like that, no matter what size and weight you are, is probably not ideal for,
it's an unlucky injury.
You can only,
all injuries are
your
unlucky,
bones can only support so much weight and movement and things like that. Like when they start getting forced the wrong way, they're gonna break.
Our bodies are only designed to move a certain way and function in a certain way.
So I mean, most people who land like that probably break their arm, but still, it's stacking up these injuries. So it's like, okay, it's like, are you
becoming an issue?
Injury prone or not? So yeah, this should have been a good game. It's not going to be.
Yeah. Who knew also for the Commanders, not just Jaden Daniels, but who knew that relying on the oldest team in the league to get you over the hump was a bad idea?
Can you believe that?
Investing in old, washed players is probably not the best strategy to get back to the NFC title game. The Lions also trying to get back to the NFC title game. That was a tough loss for them last week. They probably feel they should have won that game. This is going to be a big bounce back game for them. They're favored by 8.5.
Over.
Yeah. The over-under's 49.5. Lions cover. I don't know if the over hits.
49.5.
49.5. Like, I don't know if the Commanders do.
Would that have hit last week against the Seahawks though? Because the Seahawks had freaking. They finished with like 38 or 37 or something.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Seahawks Commanders was 38-14. That's 52.
I mean, I can see that happening again.
It could.
Well, I guess I don't see the Commanders scoring much with. I mean, Mariota is like
he's been fine. He's been a backup. It's probably the best way to put it.
So I don't know. We'll see. But either way, the Commanders are losing. So
yeah, Lions all the way. All right, final game of Week 10 for this episode of Party Chat Sports. Eagles, Packers. Drew, you have a take?
I have a take. There's been additional factors since I conceived of this take. But the take that I thought of the other day was that the George Pickens trade has been better than any Howie Roseman trade since trading for A.J. Brown. and he does it often. Gets a lot of hype. Gets all the how he does it again. But none of the trades. Now, there's a couple like asterisks. I can't really pronounce that word very well. Asterisks in there because
Asterisks.
obviously the AJ Brown trade was a great trade. That is what it is. After that, the only trade that I would consider to be good in the grand scheme is moving up for Jalen Carter, but it was going from 10 to 9. Like it wasn't. That's not a huge trade, and there was a reason he was falling. Let's not forget that part. But other than that, their players that they've traded for, they have not really got much impact, in my opinion.
I think so. George Pickens was asked to come in and be a starter, and you gave up a second. So I think when you compare value and what they're supposed to be, like how he does it, it's like getting Jalen Phillips is for a third round pick.
Obviously, that's another one that
we'll see.
We'll see. But other than that, I mean, George Pickens was. I don't remember the exact.
Michael Carter, he got from us for a 2027 6. Jair Alexander.
We traded a third and swapped 5th rounds.
Okay.
And we gained a 6th. For Pickens, who proved to be Pickens to be a second wide receiver, who proved that he can be wide receiver 1.
So 97.5, the Fanatic out of Philadelphia, 5 days ago, listed the top or 10 of the best trades Howie Roseman's ever made. Where are we at? Trading up for Devontae Smith, acquiring A.J. Brown, bringing in Big Play Slay, which ended up being pretty good for them at the time, trading down with the Dolphins in 2021. He traded down from 6 to 12, getting the Dolphins a first-round pick the following year. That pick would turn into Jordan Davis, and they still got Devontae Smith. Ripping off the Saints. At one point, Eagles had 3 picks in the first round 2022. They wound up, I'm not going through all that, acquiring C.J. Gardner-Johnson. That was okay for a rental. Acquiring Jay Ajayi. Getting a first-round pick for Sam Bradford. Getting a first-round pick for Carson Wentz. Moving up with the Dolphins in 2016. I forgot how long Howie's been there.
He has been there a while.
In recent memory, I don't... That's an interesting take. His moves as of late have been more minor stuff, where it's been maybe more depth guys, rotational guys. You're not getting a starting wide receiver in these Howie trades. But George Pickens has been very valuable to the Cowboys, and the success that the Cowboys offense has had this year would not be possible without George Pickens, especially with the injury that CeeDee Lamb suffered. And even with CeeDee Lamb out there, like the two of them together, been pretty good.
Oh, yeah. I mean, side note, there's quite a few Cowboys fans who are pro George Pickens and anti CeeDee Lamb.
Really?
Mm-hmm. They would at least like to see the offense try to go through Pickens more than CD.
That's interesting.
Not
are
to
you
get carried
part
away?
Of that
I think oftentimes CD's effort is very evident to be lacking. Whereas from George Pickens, so far, we've seen high effort. He's had a couple goofball plays that you're going to have with George Pickens, but for the most part, he's been reliable. He's been a playmaker. He's been there when you need him. CD has a tendency to not perform well when things aren't going his way or going, the team's way.
CD's a diva.
he has shown some diva tendencies. Now, I will say last year he kind of silenced me because he was playing through an injury and he was playing well even without Dak. But this year you're starting to see it a little bit more. So we'll see. But I've seen some rumblings on the tweeter that some people think George Pickens is our wide receiver 1.
Interesting.
But anyways, that's my take.
Game. I like that. You've definitely been sitting on that one for a minute.
I thought it was interesting. It's at least interesting. It's something to think about.
It's definitely something to consider because there is some validity to that.
Because, like I said, you see how he does it again every single time he makes any sort of move. And it's like, okay, he traded for this guy, great. And then they do nothing.
What are they doing?
The Jahan Dotson trade is probably worse than the Mingo trade, honestly. You could argue. Jahan Dotson's played more for the Eagles, but he's not really providing anything. Mingo obviously hasn't played, probably won't play very much. No. But we gave up less for Mingo than they gave up for Dotson.
Speaking of the Eagles, they are road dogs in Green Bay. And this Packers team, so I was listening to somebody maybe yesterday. The Packers start slow. Like, I think they said, and I needed to back check this myself, but 19 points they scored in the first half combined the last 3 games. If that's true, that is atrocious. And that kind of feels on par with my recollection of the Packers. There's no reason that they should have lost to the Panthers. They were the better team. It was in Lambeau. But Jordan Love, he doesn't throw a lot of interceptions. But when he does, it is these holy hell, what is he doing? Brain dead interceptions. And he's trying too much to be Favre, Rodgers, it feels like at times. And sometimes that Green Goblin mask is telling him to do it. I don't think any of us are really love truthers, to be honest.
We're not love truthers, but I know there's a lot of people upset at Matt LaFleur this week.
Really?
Even Greg Olsen in the box calling the game was like, "Why are you running so much?" Or maybe it was, "Why are you passing so much?" I can't remember which one it was. Whatever one they were doing was too much because they were. I can't remember if it was they were passing too much and should have been running and had success running, or vice versa. But anyways, he wasn't thrilled with the way the game was being called by LaFleur. And I've seen Packers fans say this before. I think LaFleur plays in some of these games. He plays. I don't want to say scared, but he plays soft.
And down to the level of their opponent.
Down to the competition. It has that's been a critique of LaFleur, and obviously it gets highlighted when they lose, and especially lose to a team like the Panthers. Now the Panthers aren't terrible by any means, but still the Packers were thought to be maybe the best team in the NFC, and they have failed time and time and time again to show it.
When they acquired Micah Parsons, the thought was, they might be for real. And I think we were all skeptical of that because of Jordan Love. But that's what you don't make that move for Micah unless you feel internally as a franchise and organization that you are ready to take that step as a...
Yeah, and they got Micah, and then they shellacked the Lions week 1, and everyone was like, "Oh, hold on a second, this might be bad."
Week 1 lies.
And then they haven't. I mean, they won week 2, and then they haven't really proven to be that dominant team that they look like they could be. And a lot of it is the offense.
And that's where this game is very interesting because the Packers feel like they should be more dominant and have not proven that, and so has their opponent. This is a battle of frauds, is this game. The Eagles are a team that constantly feels like they're underwhelming, and you have so much talent.
We might see a historic number of tush pushes because the Packers were the ones leading the way for it to be banned in the offseason. And the Eagles know that very well.
Sirianni's definitely a type of guy that would do that.
He for sure would.
Tush push. This is the last season of the tush push.
This is the last season.
I'm glad that we won't have to deal with this. I'm cool with putting up with it for the rest of this year. I wish I was not a fan of banning the tush push, and then the NFL decided we're not going to call this correctly. That's my issue. If you're not going to call it correctly, ban it and get rid of it. So that
I just think there's too many things working against it now. Like, I get people saying like, "Oh, just stop it," whatever. But there's so many different elements.
That was the train I was on.
There's so many different elements, and I know other teams haven't quite figured out how to do it as effectively. But there's so many elements working in the offense's favor. And then once you pile on that they're getting essentially no calls by the refs or beneficial calls,
you're not calling a
forward
false
progress fumble, false starts.
That was such bullshit.
All of that stuff piled on top of the offensive advantage is just it's too much.
Yeah.
NFL already wanted it gone. You're stacking additional things that are now a big problem, extremely noticeable.
I almost wonder if it's collusion by the NFL. Like Roger Goodell wanted this gone. They didn't get the votes, and Roger Goodell told the officials, you know what? We are going to, if they're not going to ban it, we're going to force their hand. And then
it's funny because that's not the worst. It's not the worst conspiracy.
Because Roger wanted it banned. Roger Goodell wanted it banned. You
immediately saw false starts called on other teams. Like the next week after the first big false start fiasco, the Chargers did it and got called for a false start.
Mm-hmm.
And then the Eagles did it again and didn't get called.
Yeah.
And I don't know if they've been called for a false start on a tush.
We might be onto something here. The NFL is colluding against the other NFL teams to get the tush push banned.
You could be onto something.
I think that's a good place to wrap. All right.
Conspiracy.
Check us out, everybody, at Party Chat Sports. We got all your conspiracies. Come to Gill. I've got more conspiracy theories for you.
Tinfoil
I think
you're
club. Welcome. Yeah, welcome to all the new subscribers that have checked out the channel recently. We thank you. We're appreciative. Make sure you continue telling everybody about us. We're continuing to grow. We'll listen to all your feedback. Let us know in the comments. DM us. We'll listen. We're always looking for suggestions, input, ways we can improve. We'll get a parlay up for you later this week. And then the same routine that we've got every week cooking for you. Parlays, Monday morning drives, your weekly podcast. And if anything comes up, we will make sure to put it out there. You can stay up to date with everything that's posted to the YouTube channel on our X page. We're getting more TikToks, more active on there. So do make sure you not just check us out on TikTok, but you follow the page, you subscribe to this channel. Like I always say, we're anywhere and everywhere, all at Party Chat Sports. So until next time, peace.
Quinnen Williams, Cowboy.